Obviously, and you just came from Ogdensburg to discuss it, the Postal Service has got so many issues swirling around it right now, from how Mr. DeJoy is managing it to what we're going to do about the equipment that's not only been removed but dismantled.
Okay.
How do you want to move forward
The
with
House
that?
has, well, I tried to talk to the postmaster when he got in charge. His basic goal was to dismantle the post office. That would cost these businesses a lot more money, and it would hurt. And in rural areas like here in the North Country, it hurts dramatically. To close the post office at any time would be a bad thing, but during COVID, when people depend, my father's 97. He can't go to the drugstore. They won't let him. He needs the mail to get his medications. And he's a veteran. The veterans send 80% of the 80% of their prescriptions through the mail. So it made no sense to do what they did, which was cut back on employees, cut back on dismantled machines, cut back on post office drops. And so I tried to meet with the postmaster. He wouldn't meet. I called 3 times, but I told Misters Mnuchin and Meadows, we're not having any more negotiations until he comes and talks. He did, and his attitude was awful. He seemed to have a chip on his shoulder and wanted to really close the post office, and he didn't care about the cuts. But there's been huge pressure on him throughout the country, and it's bipartisan, Democrat and Republican. And so now he's saying he will delay till after elections so we can have free and fair elections. That's not good enough. The House is passing legislation that would require the post office to undo all the bad things he did, including reassemble the machines and put them back. And I hope the Senate will pass it too.
You ever seen anything like that?
Never. It's amazing.
Is it true that DeJoy is either an investor or owns part of the competition, that being FedEx and UPS?
It is true that he owns companies that might compete with the post office, yes. It's also true, he had no experience with the post office, but was a large contributor to the president.